Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Arun Commerce and Management Academy. Today's video is for BBA first year first sem and the subject is Principles of Management. Let us see the most important questions. Before going into video, who are watching for the first time and who are not subscribed till now, please subscribe my channel. If you like this video, do like, share and comment and click on the bell icon to get latest updates. Let us start the Unit 1. Unit 1, question number 1. Unit 1 is all about Introduction of Management. So here you will be getting any one question, either it is from scope or levels or functions of management. So what is management? Management is nothing but it's an art of getting things done through others. So like that we can give the introduction or meaning of management. Then we can explain its scope and levels. What are the levels? Top level, middle level or supervisory level. And functions of management like planning, organizing, staffing, directing, coordinating and controlling. Like this we can explain all the functions of management. Question number 2. Step in detail Henry Fayol's principles of management. So here there are 14 principles of management like division of work, authority and responsibility, discipline, unity and command and so on. Like that we can explain all the 14 principles of management. Question number 3. What is scientific management? Sketch the evolution and principles of scientific management. So here what is scientific management? So it is very important topic here. So here compulsory there is a probability of getting any one question from this topic, scientific management. Either it is a evolution and principles or sometimes they may be asked, they will be asking what are the advantages and limitations of scientific management. So first let me explain what is the meaning of scientific management. Scientific management is performing the work of management in a scientific way. So here in the place of thumb impression earlier, so here everything is done in a scientific way. So here F.W. Taylor is known as the father of scientific management. So here there should be efforts to find out newer and better methods of doing work, that is known as the scientific management. So here we need to explain the evolution and some principles are also there of scientific management like replacement of thumb, cooperation, development of workers, maximum output, distribution of work, etc. Like this you can explain all the principles of scientific management. Question number 4. How does systems approach of management differ from contingency approach? So here what do you mean by systems theory or approach? It is nothing but it explains the assembling of things connected or interrelated to form a complete system. It is known as systems theory. When it comes to contingency approach, so here it explains all about there is no prescribed managerial action or organizational design that is appropriate for all situations. So here this approach is all about action oriented, whereas the earlier one systems approach is all about more complex and unclear. So like that we can explain the differences. You can write at least 10 differences. Then question number 5. What is management? Whether it is a science or art. So here we can write orally. So here there is a controversy about management is whether it is a science or art. So you can first give the introduction, then you can write your views about management as science, then come back to your views management as an art, then last we can give your own conclusion, right? So like that you can explain the 5th question. Then question number 6. Discuss the advantages and limitations of scientific management. So here already we have discussed scientific management is all about it's a replacement of earlier thumb impression. So here more scientifically we need to do the work. So who was the father of scientific management? F.W. Taylor. So here also there are some advantages are there and some limitations are there. So what are the advantages? So here productivity will be coming up and there are some drawbacks also there, right? So all those things you can elaborate it and you can clearly mention all the advantages as well as the disadvantages. So like this you can explain all the long questions. Unit 2, question number 1. Define planning, explain its importance and objectives. So what is planning? Planning is deciding in advance what is to be done. So you need to explain what is planning, write the introduction, give at least 2 or 3 definitions, then explain its importance and objectives. So like when it comes to importance and objectives, you need to highlight some points like it may provide direction, uh, coordinated actions, economical thing, reduces risks and uncertainties, good decision making, teamwork, and better control. Like that, you can elaborate it and write all those things. Question number 2. Explain various steps involved in the process of planning, process of formulating a policy. So here, what are the various steps in the planning process? Like there are 5 steps in planning process, like creating awareness, setting goals, premising, analyzing course of actions, establishing supportive plans. So like that, we need to highlight all the 5 steps in the process of planning. Then process of formulating a policy. So here there are certain steps in formulating the policy. Like the basic thing is selecting the area, then setting the objectives of the organization, then analyzing the circumstances, then analyzing internal factors, then collecting the information, then analyzing the collected information, then we need to look towards the alternative policies, then appraising the policies, then selecting a policy, then last policy approval, then communicating the approved policy. So these are the various uh, process of formulating a policy. Question number 3. Describe procedure as a type of plan. How does it differ from policy and rule? What are the characteristics of a good procedure? So here give the definition of procedure and define what is policy and what is rule. All those things you can give definitions and write down the differences between all these three, like procedure, policy and rule. You can elaborate and you can present well. Then next, what are the good features of a procedure? So you can highlight all the good features of a procedure, like it is the process that is evaluated from the policies of the organization, or it is formulated by middle and lower level management. Like that, orally you can write the 10 points. So these are the good characteristics of a good procedure. So like that we can explain. Then question number 4. What is decision making? Explain about the significance of decision making. So here first of all explain what is decision making. So what do you mean by decision making? Decision making is the selection based on some criteria from 2 or more possible alternatives. So here we need to pick up one of the best possible alternative. For example, from 2 or more alternatives we need to pick up the best one. It is known as the decision making process. So here we need to give the introduction, meaning, and you can write minimum 2 or 3 definitions. Then we can write the its importance or significance of decision making, like it helps in evaluating managers performance or performing managerial functions or handling the changing aspects, starting various activities, and it helps in successful functioning of business, etc. Like this we can elaborate all these things and you can write at least minimum 2.5 to 3.5 pages. Then we can conclude. Question number 5. What is decision making? Explain decision making process. So like fourth question, same you can write down the definition of decision making. Then when it comes to decision making process, so here also some steps are there, like already we have discussed in the planning steps. So here also we need to write 10 steps, like making these are some steps, like identifying the problem, diagnosing the problem, collecting the appropriate information, or identifying various alternatives and analyzing all the alternatives, evaluation of alternatives, selecting the best alternative, communicating the decision, implementation of decision, and last evaluation of result. Like this we can write down all the 10 steps. Question number 6. What are the major features of strategic decision and tactical decision? What are the problems involved in decision making? So when it comes to the meaning of strategic decision, so it is nothing but these decisions are taken by top level managers of the organization for achieving the long term objectives of the organization. Then when it comes to the tactical decisions, so here they are taken by departmental, operating and divisional level of managers in the organization, and they cover wider range of plans and is made for a short period of time. So these are the differences, or these are the things regarding features regarding the strategic decision and tactical decisions. So when it comes to problems which are involved in decision making, so you need to highlight some points which are the problems which are involved in decision making, like determination of suitable time, appropriate decision, organizational environment, implementation, taking part in decision making, effective communication. Unit 3, question number 1. What is organizing? Explain the principles of organizing. So here, write down the meaning of organizing and define what is organizing. So after planning, organizing is the second function of management. So organizing is a process of establishing a structure for the organization. So like this, we can explain what is the meaning of organizing. Then clearly elaborate all the 15 principles of organizing. Question number 2. Define formal and informal organization. State their characteristics and differences. So what do you mean by formal organization? So formal organization is nothing but it refers to a group of employees created by formal authority to accomplish a specific task. So here it is created by the top level management. Then what is informal? Informal organization. It is created by organizational members for their social and psychological satisfaction. So it is purely informal. And we can write down the characteristics and differences also. Then question number 3. What is departmentalization? How is it essential for management of a business enterprise? So what do you mean by departmentalization? It is nothing but it refers to a process of grouping similar business activities into different departments. So like that you can explain the meaning of departmentalization and write down what are the essentials for a management of a business enterprise. Like it enables efficient management of the organization by grouping similar activities together, or it facilitates division of work which contributes towards achieving the organizational goals. Like that you can explain all those things. Then question number 4. What is meant by delegation of authority? Discuss the types and prerequisites of delegation. Delegation is an administrative process of getting things done by others by giving them responsibility. So all important decisions are taken at top level by board of directors, and the execution is entrusted to chief executive. So it is the meaning of delegation. So when it comes to types of delegation of authority, so we can write formal and informal delegation, general and specific delegation, like that. Then prerequisites for delegation. So what are the main guidelines or prerequisites for delegation? So we need to highlight some points like the authority and responsibility of the managers must not be unclear or uncertain, and manager may not be able to delegate successfully due to the insecurity feeling of his job, and proper control techniques must be created in order to determine that the authority is being optimally utilized. Like that we can mention all the prerequisites. Minimum we can highlight all the 6 prerequisites of delegation. Question number 5. Write a note on centralization and decentralization, line and staff. So when it comes to centralization and decentralization, so what is the meaning of centralization? Centralization is nothing but the power and authority lies in the hands of the top level management only. And when it comes to decentralization, so here division of power will be there, and in other words it is the division of decision making authority in an organized manner. So like that we can highlight the differences between centralization and decentralization. Then line and staff. So what do you mean by line? So here authority flows from top level to bottom level in line. So when it comes to staff. So staff managers may either have advisory staff authority or concurring authority. So here in staff type of organization, managers collect information relating to line managers activities and analyze line managers performance. So like that we can explain line and staff. Question number 6. What do you mean by span of control? What are its types and what are the factors that determine the span of control? So what is the meaning of a span of management or span of control? It is nothing but the number of people reporting directly to an authority. So here when it comes to types, there are two types: narrow span of control and wide span of control. Narrow span of control means the number of subordinates working under a supervisor are small and they can report to supervisor regarding their work status. When it comes to wide span of control. So here wide span of control means the number of subordinates working under a supervisor are large and they report to manager regarding their work status. So these are the types of span of control. So like that we can explain all these things and you can write question number 6. These are all the important questions from 1, 2 and 3 units. The remaining units we will discuss in the next video. If you like this video, please share and subscribe my channel. Thank you.